Hey friends, welcome back to How to Grow My Small Business. I'm your host, Lindsay Fletcher, and I teach small business owners how to grow profitable, people-centered businesses through faith, strategy, and clear, actionable steps. If you're new to listening, this show is all about building businesses that thrive without living our lives on social media or working 24/7. Thank you so much for being here with me for this episode. My prayer is that it will be useful information, provide good reminders, and that you'll take away clear, actionable steps that you can implement right away in your business. Really quick, if you are in the Houston area and you are looking for a faith-based group that will help you grow your business, help you work through roadblocks, and grow your network and reach, check out We Build. It's a network growth and mastermind group where we pray over our businesses, draw closer to Jesus, serve our customers better, share what's working, and work through what's not. Check it out at webuild.lindsayfletcher.co. Okay, today we are talking about systems, specifically 3 systems to have in place for Q4 and beyond. Now, if you want to grow, scale, and sustain your business, you cannot rely on motivation. I heard this quote or saw this quote the other day. It was something like, stop hurrying to get to the end goal, start hurrying to be disciplined. And the whole gist of it was, if you're disciplined, then you will get to the end goal, right? Anyway, you need systems that will help you plan, sell, and market effectively. So let's dig in. Okay, so system number 1 is the planning system. Think of it as the 3 R's: review, reflect, and refocus. So before you can grow in Q4 or in 2026, because we're already kind of looking at that around the corner, aren't we? We all need to pause and assess where we are. So pause and assess where you are. I want you to start by looking at your sales and your marketing data from the last 3 quarters. Now, don't overcomplicate this, okay? Just pull the basics. Seriously, we all want business to be harder than it should be. So let's simplify in Q4 and into 2026, okay? Here are 4 questions that I want you to answer with data, not what you feel, but actual real life data from your business. Make that one of your goals for Q4, to make decisions based on data, not how you're feeling or what you think is happening, okay? Okay, let's get back to it. The 4 questions, here we go. How many new clients or customers did you gain each month? Number 2, where did those leads come from? And number 3, what offers or promotions converted the best? And then finally, number 4, what content or campaigns got the most engagement or traffic, okay? So if you're new to business, you will want to start tracking this type of data at a minimum, okay? So get a spreadsheet put together in Google Sheets or use a free CRM program. HubSpot offers a pretty robust one for free, but really start tracking those 4 things, okay? Then once you gather this data, I want you to look for patterns. And where the patterns are is where the magic is happening in your business. So if you notice that your referrals brought in the most leads, that tells you you need more referrals. If social media engagement is high, but conversions are low, meaning that your social media didn't convert them into them contacting you and being a lead, then that tells you something too, right? Maybe your call to action is off, or maybe they're not understanding the clear next step to getting in conversation with you and moving from your marketing funnel, which would be your social media, into your sales funnel, which would be the conversation, right? So the goal here is not to be perfect, okay? It's to get clear on what's working and what's not, so you can make smarter decisions moving forward. Now, after you review this data, it is time to get refocused, okay? And there are 3 questions I want you to ask yourself to get yourself refocused. Number 1, what needs to be doubled down on in Q4? What do we need to do more of, okay? Number 2, what can I drop that's not producing results? Or what can you do better that could get you the results you're looking for? And then finally, number 3, where do I need to make adjustments to increase the conversions? Where do I need to make adjustments to increase your conversion from marketing to lead and then the conversion from lead to sale, actual dollars in your pocket, right? Now, this planning system should happen monthly, not quarterly, okay? Actually, look at it quarterly too, but you want to look at this monthly because it's the backbone of your business growth, and it keeps you out of reaction mode, and it keeps you proactive in your business, and it puts you into CEO mode. But side note to the CEO mode, okay? All of the business influencers out there will make being a CEO of a small business sound so stinking sexy. Okay. And sometimes it can be when you're winning and when things are going really, really well, it can feel sexy. But I want to just put real life into the mix here. Oftentimes, being the leader, being the boss, being the CEO is not sexy at all. And I'm just being real with you because I don't want you to get into this and doing this and thinking, oh, this feels mundane, or oh, this doesn't I don't enjoy this. Systems are not sexy, unless this is your jam, so they might be sexy to you, but systems are generally not sexy, but they are crucial to your business, and they will make it feel just kind of stale and boring, and they might feel mundane and like something that you could skip over. But if you want actual growth, not just vanity metrics growth, I mean revenue, real dollar amount growth, aka sales, systems are crucial to your business. Okay, I'm going to step off my soapbox here. I could go on that probably all day long, but systems are crucial to business growth, and planning, putting a planning system in place of reviewing, reflecting, and refocusing each month is really important. Okay, let's move on to system number 2, the sales system. And you might be thinking, oh, I thought she would talk about marketing first. Nope. The reason I'm going to talk about your sales system as the number 2 system you should put in place is because we all have money in our database, meaning there are customers that we didn't follow up with enough, or there are customers that were on the brink of buying from you and didn't because we didn't do our job in the sales system, okay? So this second system is your sales system, and it's all about consistency. A good sales system is not about being pushy. It's about creating a repeatable process for turning interest into income. So if you're not turning your leads into sales, your sales system needs an overhaul, or it needs to be looked at of where the breakdown is, okay? So here's what the sales system could look like. Your lead capture. You have one clear way that new leads enter your world. Maybe that's through a free resource. Maybe they sign up for your email list. Maybe it is through networking events, or maybe it's social media. Maybe they engage with your social media content and you have a way to capture those leads, okay? Number 2 would be your follow-up. Every new lead gets a personal follow-up, okay? Or if they've entered, let's say your email list, they're going to enter a nurture email sequence that helps them understand what you do, how you can help, and then has a clear next step, which runs me right in to point number 3 here is your conversion. You have a defined call to action. That may look like booking a discovery call, purchasing your product, scheduling a free quote, or signing up for your service, or maybe it's even they've purchased and you're asking them for a review. That is a sales activity, right? And a consistent way to invite people to take that call to action will convert more people. Okay, so the key here is repeatability. It's just consistently running them through the same system, and repeatable systems win day in and day out. Now, when you have a system that captures leads, nurtures them, and invites them to buy, you're not relying on chance or how you feel or how motivated you are. You're just running them through the system. And that's when you'll see more sales come in. And I'll be honest, this is where a lot of small business owners lose momentum. They generate the leads with their marketing, but then they don't follow up, or they follow up once and then move on. And so I want to provide a little side note fun fact here. In our current world, people need to see your marketing and be followed up with upwards of 20 plus times. Okay. It used to be like 7 to 9 times, but now it's 20 times or more. Okay. And this is also something that you can track to see where your average is. So if you know that your average is 7 follow-ups and that's all you need to do to get the sale, then you know you need to follow up 7 times, right? If you know that someone needs to see your marketing and be touched in follow-up, a combination of those things 32 times, you know you need to follow up and market to them 32 times, right? If you do one thing differently in Q4, follow up twice as much as you think you should, okay? And here's the deal. Most sales don't happen the first time that you make an offer. They happen in the follow-up. Most of your sales, most of your revenue dollars will happen in the follow-up. And I don't mean one follow-up. I mean 15, 16, 17, 21 times, okay? So your sales system should make that easy, repeatable, and a consistent part of your business. And again, a CRM program can really help you stay organized in this type of system as well. Okay, moving on to system number 3. And yes, we're going to talk about marketing here. I want you to simplify and streamline your marketing system. This is all about working smarter, not harder, okay? So the number one question I want you to answer for your marketing system is, where are your leads coming from? Not who's engaging with your social media, not who's like hitting the little heart button on Instagram, or I mean, they're actually reaching out to you, or you are capturing their contact information so that you can follow up with them, okay? So if they come from social media, great, do that. If they come from networking, great, do more of that. If they come from your email list, double down on the email list, okay? So see what I'm getting at here? Knowing where your leads come from will help you to develop a more effective marketing plan. Maybe your people need to be marketed to via email because they're being attracted to your freebie, and that's how they're getting into your system, right? And that's how they're getting into your marketing funnel or your marketing system. So again, let's keep this simple and let's not overcomplicate this, okay? Create a simple system that works for you. I want you to pick 1 to 2 marketing channels that actually bring you leads. Again, we're looking at data here. We are not talking about what we think is happening or what we feel is happening. We're actually looking at data. Where are you getting your leads? Okay. Maybe that's from your email list. Maybe that's a local networking event. Maybe it's one local networking event out of the 5 that you attend. Okay. Maybe it's social media posts or other marketing and advertising channels like radio or TV. People still use radio to advertise. I still listen to the radio. I have a couple of stations here in the greater Houston area that I love. And so yes, people still use radio. Okay, so pick 1 to 2 marketing channels, all right? So, and then I want you to map out your content topics for this quarter. If that's social media or if that's emailing, then I want you to do that. If that's a blog post or a podcast maybe for you, I want you to map out your content for the next quarter, okay? If you haven't already, and make those topics around what your audience actually needs right now in this quarter, okay? So if you're someone who is a business coach and you are helping people scale or grow their revenue or hit a certain revenue goal in Q4, maybe it's time to talk about how to set your pricing, what promotional ideas look like for their businesses, right? Or if you're a candle maker, for example, maybe you're running a sale for Christmas, whatever that looks like, make sure that the topics that you're creating content around actually match what's happening at this time of year, right? Okay. Then the third thing is repurpose your content across your platforms. I want you to turn one podcast into a blog post, 3 emails, and 5 social media posts. Have ChatGPT help you with this so that you aren't spending hours and hours and hours, okay? Create one piece of content, maybe that's for your social media, and then copy and paste that content into ChatGPT and tell it to create other forms of content out of that one piece that you've already created, okay? You don't need to recreate 9 pieces of content. I actually use this type of system for my podcast episodes. I'll take my notes and then I'll plug those notes into ChatGPT and I'll tell it to create 7 pin titles and captions for Pinterest. Create 1 blog post and maybe create 1 email, and voila, I have 9 additional pieces of content from the original podcast notes that then I can repurpose, and ChatGPT does that in like the matter of seconds, right? We're working smarter, not harder. And the key to a solid marketing system is predictability. You want a rhythm that helps you show up consistently without burning out, without working 24/7, and without living your whole life posting on social media, because we actually have lives that we need to live with people that we love and that love us, and we can't be glued to our phones. Okay, so here's the truth. Consistency builds credibility. When you show up with value every single week, your audience learns to trust you, whether that's in networking events, whether that's on social media, whether that's in your email list. Trust is what drives conversions, not algorithms. Okay, so let's put it all together with a pretty glittery orange bow because Taylor Swift just launched her new album. I'm kind of digging it, by the way. Anyway, that's a side note. We're going to put it all together. When you combine these 3 systems, your planning system, your sales system, and your marketing system, you create stability. Your planning system keeps you focused on what's working. Your sales system ensures that you have consistent revenue coming in, because if you don't have revenue coming in, you have a hobby, not a business. And your marketing system keeps your message in front of the right people. So together, those 3 systems help you build a business that's proactive, profitable, and peaceful instead of chaotic, reactionary, and wondering what the heck you're supposed to be doing, okay? And friend, that is what I want for you going into Q4 and beyond. I want you to take the bull by the horns, as my dad says, and I want you to create a business that you love, one that you run, not one that runs you, okay? If this episode struck a chord or you learned something, would you leave me a review on your podcast app like Apple, Spotify, or wherever it is you're listening? That would bless me big time, because it tells these apps to push this show to more people, and that's what keeps this show going and me being able to deliver free content to you. And I would appreciate it so much. So if you would, please take 15 seconds, hit that 5-star button, and then type in a little note for me. I read every single one of them, and I'm so grateful to each of you who will do that for me. So, okay, friend, let's get these 3 systems into place. I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your business. I'll talk to you next week.